So we all know that the semi-trucks in this game haven't really upgraded that much, and yes, there is quite a ton of mods out there to give you more configuration, more in-depth feel to each individual semi-truck. But this one is a little bit different, and we're gonna be pulling up to this gas station here and gonna have a side-by-side comparison of how I think the semi-truck should have. Because this truck that I'm in right now, we can see some of the features. I would cover them, but I'm driving, and I actually have a load behind me. So might be safer if we actually pull over and compare it to the OG semi-truck. Now I don't remember. I don't know how long the semi-trucks have been from in the game. I believe it's since the very beginning, but I'm not fully sure. In this one, I hate to say it, but it has an automatic in it. So we are now here. Let me put this in neutral, and I guess the parking brake does not work. There's quite a bit of difference. There's a little more aerodynamic, better for the fuel economy, especially within the in-game aerodynamic system, and it does in fact adapt to, or your vehicle does in fact adapt to the aerodynamics, and it will affect your gas mileage or diesel mileage in this case. But you can see quite a bit of difference. Now, I love this old design. I love the boxy feeling, but I also really, really love how well this truck is put together. Man, it's a little more modernized, I would say. There is quite a bit of customization options you can do with this truck as well. Now, I did notice it is a tiny bit longer than this. The American Patriot is the longest truck that I've seen in stock game, minus the buses and, all that stuff. But this other one, the mod here, it's actually, I believe it's like 3 feet long, or 2 or 3 feet longer than this. It might make a little bit of a difference on driving, but let's go on the inside of this old truck. Now, you will not see too much of a big difference on the interiors, minus the shifter and the bed. Now you notice that this truck has 2 beds, no fridge, no TVs, no fancy stuff. You do have an overview. Now, if we go to the other truck, you notice that this area is quite a bit bigger. And you do have a little bit of a TV here. It shows some interesting screenshot of some sort. You do have a little mini fridge. You do still have the double-decker bed. Now I will notice some truckers do use this second bed as like a storage room of some sort, and it is a lot more spacious up here. Now when driving at night, I gotta say this is the coolest looking truck I've ever seen at nighttime. I just realized the trailer's bending a little bit. I'm not sure if that's normal. And interior wise, as the light adjusts, I don't know if this is a feature or if it's a bug, but the hood kind of glows, which is actually pretty cool. I don't know if they meant to do this, but either way it looks pretty interesting and pretty cool. I do know that I probably will get a little bit of distracted, let's just say, And the interior doesn't really have any lights, minus the TV. It does give off a little bit of a little glow, but it's not too much to notice unless you're actually back there doing a role play or something. This truck works perfect for doing like a little more role play. I also did notice that BeamNG is coming out with a brand new semi truck, and I believe it is going to be a European style, which I think that's going to be freaking awesome to look at. This does come in several different variants. This is, I believe, the long haul edition. It has the bigger fuel tanks and a more upgraded engine so it can do heavy duty long hauls and whatnot. Now, I did notice that the older truck does have a little bit more lights to it. It has the chicken lights and it also has the flashers. I do look like the overall look of the older truck during the night because it does have more chicken lights, well, side marker lights, if you will. It's still pretty customizable. I'll show you guys the customization during the day. Okay, so for the additions that you have for this mod, it kind of mixes in with the uh, older style, but you got the heavy haul, uh, more like a logging style truck. It's an 8x8, which is pretty freaking cool. $410,000. Good grief. That is insane. You got box trucks, you got the factory special, which is what I'm in right now. You got the sleeper special, you got the sleeper, you got the gallery sleeper, you got the flat top speaker, you got a box truck, you have a really long frame. Uh, I'm not sure what this is for. If you're into long frames, this is the truck for you, I guess. You got a couple of water tankers, loggings, you got a fuel tank, you have a flatbed, I believe it's just for like cargo. You got the smallest truck I've ever seen. Good grief. I definitely know this is made for like bringing it from the loading dock to like an export dock or something like that. I don't know what this thing is for. You got a different kind of box truck. You got a dump truck. I believe that would be it. You got a couple more additions to this truck as well, but that is. Ooh, you got a cement mixer too as well. But yes, that is pretty much it for the different variant. So yeah, this was the rundown of this truck. Let me know if you want me to make my own version. I or a custom version, and I will have you guys. I will show you guys how I made the version that I will make. I feel like this truck is a pretty good truck. So engine configuration wise, they seem to be pretty much the same. You got more like a Cummins version for the older style Patriot edition, and then for the new one, it's the same thing, just slightly different. If you showed a truck driver the same engine in the different body styles, they would go, it's pretty much the same truck. So why don't we do a little bit of a power comparison. Let's do a 0 to 60 unloaded and see what this thing can do. I don't like the fact that this is automatic, but you can, I believe you can change it to the manual, the same exact manual that's in the other truck. I just think they made it on automatic just to make it a little easier to go back. And I don't know, to give it a little more premium feel, I'm not sure. Alright, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, full throttle now. Okay, I was getting a little swirly there. But man, this thing does get up and go really well. I know this is unloaded, but it still gets up there pretty quick. And the suspension, I believe, is pretty much the same. Let me just be stupid real quick. Oh yeah, they're definitely... I'm gonna do that. Say, oh my gosh. Okay, that was a little on the sketchy side. I'm never doing that again. It popped the hood open a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab the other truck. Now this one is a manual 10-speed with the low and the high ranges. Honestly, the other truck is a automatic 10-speed, so I don't really think there's too much of a difference power band wise. I think it's just all down to the actual reaction of the automatic versus manual, because you know, manual you can control where your power band is at. Automatics you really don't really have that much of a control. All you could do is just floor it and hope it chooses the gear that you want it to. Which I know for a fact, most of the time, it doesn't change to the gear until like 3 years later. But let's go ahead and see how well this gets up to 60. It's also pretty quick as well. I think the other truck was a tiny bit faster, and this, it seems like this truck is a little better at turbo control because you got the manual transmission. Let's go ahead and do the suspension test. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Seems like this is a lot more stable. So why don't we just take this thing to the car jump arena? Actually, not this one. I might still try this one. Do like a little side-by-side comparison of how these trucks will do on the off-ramp. Alright, so we're taking this thing first. We'll find out how fast this thing goes. Boy, this map looks pretty in this new update. I don't know how fast I'm going. Give me. We are going 163 off the ramp. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I'm gonna redo that because I did not see how far we were going. I feel like we went far, but let's redo that and see what happens. 171 is, oh my gosh. And 380 is where we gotten off to. This time, are we going in the pool? Nope. Oh, ooh. Crash is a little bit more violent this time. Wow. Alright, so we know the the mainstream. I'll just say that. Let's see how far the other truck can go. I feel like it can go either farther or not nearly as far. I feel like farther because it's more aerodynamic, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to go that far because of the aerodynamic. But there's only one way to see, and that's by physics. Seems like they sound the same too. I did notice that the tail lights are a little bit more modern. I don't know if I like it or not. But yes, this thing is indeed and 10 speed. Seems like they have the same top speed. Ooh. The wind it sounds really different. Seems like it flew just a tiny bit farther. This time, we're actually sleeping with the fishies. Okay, that's pretty cool. I do want to take a look at a different version, so I'll be right back. Now I know what you're thinking. Why is there a log strapped to the front? I don't know. I'm kind of bored. Might as well. I think that that log is gonna be in the way. We'll find out. Get off at 170. Boy, this thing soars. Wow, that was pretty violent. But I gotta say, what is the axle doing? Okay, that's interesting. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe. And let me know down below what I should do next. Should I make a different edition of this? If you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. And I'll see ya in the next one. Peace out.